Hello, my crafty friends. Today I'm sharing another card showing Karen Burniston's new release. So, of course, I made it a shaker card. There is something so satisfying about the sound a shaker card makes. My card today is larger than A2. It is one of the larger card and envelope sets from Michaels, and it measures 5 by 6.5 inches. I used some pattern paper from my stash that I picked up, last year or the year before, I'm not sure. It's called Holiday Bash from Recollections. And this is the new Snowflake pattern plate, and I die cut it from a white pearl cardstock. But it cuts right to the edge of an A2 card. Now I do have another card here that I showed in another video. So this is the Snowflake pattern plate, and it cuts right to fit perfectly on an A2 card. But I knew I wanted to make a shaker, and that doesn't give me any frame. I used the crosshatch rectangles. I nested two together, ran them through my die cutting machine, and that gave me the frame. And I set aside the nice piece that came on the inside for another project. I die cut the pattern plate out of the white pearl cardstock, adhered it to acetate, and then adhered the frame on top of that so I could add my thick foam tape all the way around. And then I turned it over and added my shaker bits. Now I do my shakers a little bit differently because I find them very hard to line up on a card. So I tend to make my shaker as a complete unit that then gets attached to my card. So for this one, I backed it with blue cardstock, which is the same shade as the decorations and the pattern paper. So you don't have to worry about lining up the edges. I always cut the backing a little bit bigger, and then once everything was adhered down and the shaker was working good, I then used scissors and just fussy cut the back piece off. But that gave me a full A2 size shaker that I could then attach to my card. If I don't want a backing color, so this one I wanted the blue to show through for the contrast. If I didn't want the color or I wanted the background paper to show through, I use a transparency to seal my shaker at the back, and that way it's see-through from the front acetate panel and the back transparency, and then you can see the background paper show through. And then I have a sealed unit that I can then attach to the front of my cards. So 'tis the season to sparkle. This was just cut apart in the same patterned paper. I matted it on white, and then once again I added some glitter dots, and there's lots of sparkle in the filler that I used. I have a whole bin of shaker filler, and I just go through and sprinkle. I don't keep track of who makes what. And inside the card is more pattern paper. I am loving the holiday charms, which is a new set from Karen Burniston. So the little stocking with the stocking cap. This is one of the arms from the new mini pops, and the bow with the snowflake charm again comes from the new holiday charms. My stamp on the inside is from Christmas Messages, and it is from Stampin' Up. I had a small scrap of the striped paper from the front left over, so I adhered it to the white panel. And then because the shaker adds some bulk and kind of heft to the front, just stamping on the inside made the back feel far less substantial than the front. The weight was off. It didn't feel right in my hand. So I did add a full panel of pattern paper inside, and then these layers as well. I could have just added the pop-up inside. If this was not a shaker, if it wasn't so heavy, I would have just added this inside and not worried about the extra pattern paper layer. But I'm happy with the way the card turned out. My stamp from Riley & Company on the back. And that's my sparkly shaker card. If you enjoyed my video today, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to see more of my cards. That's it for me today.